Atmosphere, especially for a young team that hasn't all of them experienced it. What can they kind of expect this weekend?
Yeah, it's a great time, and certainly our players who have been through this before are truly excited. You know, it's Mississippi State's version of homecoming. I think Super Bulldog Weekend kind of takes on a spring version of homecoming, and it's just a fun atmosphere. There's so many activities going on. There's nobody who's a Mississippi State fan who can't find something of interest during the course of this weekend, and hopefully we'll have good weather. I know right now it doesn't, it looks a little iffy, but that's how it is in the deep south this time of year. So, yeah, our kids are excited. They look forward to playing against a very good Florida team, and they're ready to go.
It's the level of teams, I guess, in the whole university, whether it's women's golf or men's tennis, or even though they're not here, how has the event kind of changed in the sense that it seems like the level of play among all the teams has kind of increased as the years have gone on?
You talking about Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I think I think every student athlete's extremely excited about the people coming to campus, the crowds, the buzz, the energy. All of it is wonderful, and I think it's just grown over the years. As a player here in the late '80s, it was just starting to get going, and there was some excitement, and now people talk about it all year long, which is really a cool thing.
Can you maybe update where some of the injured guys are, like I guess Matthew Britton and just some of those other guys?
Yeah, it's really hurt our club. Matthew's a guy who's been through it all. And he hasn't been able to play after really hurting his knee. He gave us another left-handed opportunity against right-handed pitching, and was coming off of playing really well at Kentucky and twisted his knee, and it was pretty bad. But I think slowly but surely he's coming back. That's really hurt our club. Jesse McCord is a young man that we really felt like was going to be a contributor. Jesse had to have a little procedure yesterday that's going to keep him out for a while. So we've had several of those things. You just don't like to dwell on it, and I haven't talked a lot about that with you guys because I don't want to dwell on our injuries. Everybody has injuries, but we've had more than we've had the last couple of years for sure.
Your defense made so many spectacular plays at Texas A&M. What have you seen out of your defense lately?
Yeah, those guys, we put pretty athletic kids in the outfield and on the infield, and that's why it's important to us to pitch to contact and get outs. Contact with 3 or less pitches. When that happens, we feel like we can defend very well. When you get 5, 6, 7 pitches into an at-bat or more, you're going to get healthier swings, and the pendulum really swings into the favor of the hitter. So I think when we do those things, I think we're very successful. I thought for the most part, for 2 of the 3 of the games at Texas A&M, we did a great job of pitching in contact and getting early contact.
With no midweek game, does that change that your pitching rotation is going to be on the weekend?
Well, I think we were contemplating who we were going to start. We were either going to go with Ross or Sexton on Tuesday, and now having both those guys fresh and throwing good bullpens for Butch, I think it does allow us to get a little healthier for this weekend. And against a great Florida club, we want to have everybody available to us.
It'll be Lucas, Preston, and TBA.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's possible we might give an extra day. Preston was a little bit sore coming out of last weekend, so it's possible we might bump him to Sunday. Not 100% sure about that yet, but yeah, those 2 will pitch for sure. And then between Tatum and Sexton, we're just going to have to wait and see. We have the benefit of seeing how those guys play against left-handed pitching.
How important, with the bullpen kind of struggling and the way Florida's hitting the ball, how important is those starters getting long innings and eating up some innings?
Oh, it's really important. There's no question. It's extremely important for our starters to get deeper into a ball game. And although I will say for sure that Trevor pitched very well at Texas A&M, and he can be a factor for us at any time as well.
What have you seen from Florida up and down their lineup?
They're a really good club. They're very athletic. Their ballpark does play a little different, a lot different than this ballpark. But I think they have the kind of athletes that can make that adjustment. They pitch to contact. Their starting pitching is not as heavy strikeout oriented as it's been in the past. But they do a great job in all phases of the game, and I think it'll be a tremendous challenge for us.
What do you think of the J.J. Schwartz kid? I think he's had like 8 home runs since last week. What kind of, have you usually seen guys get on rolls like that? I mean, that's pretty, 8 home runs about 5 games.
I have seen it. I've seen it in McKeithen Stadium because when I was there, it was a different bat age, but depending on what's going on in that ballpark, and depending on the hitter, he's a tremendous hitter, and if he gets on a roll in the right environment, he can do a tremendous amount of damage. So yeah, he's a guy who's one of the hottest hitters in America, and we're going to have to do a great job pitching to him.
Do you think that Vickerson can make it back this weekend? How's his health?
Yeah, he had a kind of a upper back neck situation, and that really hurt us. I mean, he's hitting 570, for the week going into Texas A&M, and they're right-hand dominant for the most part, and our best left-handed hitter at the time can't play one inning. So again, you don't want to dwell on the injury part of it, but it's bitten us, and we've had to play some guys who have not played a ton, but giving them experience, and that'll help in the future, but we're more concerned about the right now. So the right now says we need Vickerson back in line.
What's the kind of timetable on McCord after his procedure?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to get him ready to pitch next year. That's what it's going to be, and that's a little bit of a disappointment because certainly we felt like he's coming out of high school, he's somebody who could have pitched for anybody. He's one of the most highly recruited kids that we have recruited since we've been at Mississippi State. So there's no doubt he's going to have a great future here, and this is a little bit of a roadblock for him. But he's such a competitive kid that there's no doubt in my mind that he'll come back strong.
Is there a chance he gets a red shirt?
We haven't looked into that, but I think the numbers would indicate that he'd be a great candidate for a red shirt.
Is Miles still banged up?
Yeah, Miles had a little procedure also. Again, I haven't brought on, all these guys are people that we're really depending on who weren't available to us. And, I don't want to make excuses for our team, for our players, but all these are guys who are situational pieces. Miles has pitched some really important innings for us over the last 2 years, and, he just hadn't been available to us.
Kind of switching gears with Jacob Robson kind of breaking out this year. What has allowed him to do that, put up those numbers he has?
Well, I think he's developed some confidence. I think he really understands his swing, and he's become a much better defender. He's a tremendous athlete, and I think, he just grows a little bit every day.